Okay, there we go. Hey guys, and welcome back to the J2 channel. And this is your review on Group G, where we see Brazil just about top the group, on 6 points after their loss to Cameroon tonight. Cameroon obviously went out on a high, man. Fair play to them. They obviously won that game 1-0. And then obviously we had Serbia versus Switzerland, which is the game I watched from pretty much start to finish. There was not there was not one point in that game where I decided to switch over to the Brazil game because I just knew I didn't want to watch man like Fabinho and that stink up the place. You get me? And obviously didn't have a great game, did he? But yeah, in terms of this group review, obviously now that we know that Brazil have topped the group, and now that we know Switzerland have come second after such a fantastic game between them and Serbia. What a game, man! I have to say, we're gonna get into that game a little bit more in detail as the video goes on. But I think I'm gonna firstly talk about the Brazil Cameroon game because it's a game I didn't watch, and yeah, it's not gonna be a game I spend too long on. In terms of Brazil, look, it was a poor game from them. Their B team on paper looks really strong, but in terms of the performance, I was hearing people, say it was probably the worst performance Brazil had put in general in such a long time. But luckily for them, they won't have to see the majority of those players probably play again for them, at least in this tournament. I mean, I love Dani Alves. He's a legend of the game, but, he's not going to be playing right back, is he? Jesus, I mean, shows today why, he probably doesn't play as much as he does, as much as he's a good technician. He makes others play better and stuff like that. I'd heard that he got absolutely cooked by Brazilian Twitter. Yeah, all you have to do, I swear to God, guys, just search Gabriel Jesus on Twitter. Just search him, and you will see a bunch of tweets from Brazilians absolutely frying him up, cooking him. They're even asking for that Pedro guy that plays for Flamengo, I think, in Brazil, to play over him. It's absolute madness. Like, I didn't expect that, I thought they would have been delighted to have a Jesus in their squad, but, I guess not. I guess the Brazilians do it differently. I guess the Brazilians see football differently, don't they? As much as they like the samba style and the flicks and tricks and all of that, but he got cooked. I heard that Martinelli had a good game. Anthony was, you know what I'm saying? Just poor from Brazil. It looked like they did control the game, but they didn't really do well at breaking down Cameroon. They didn't look really great. Questions being asked of the manager and the style and whether he's getting really the best out of the team in that aspect. Because people say he's pragmatic and stuff like that. And then Cameroon going into this game, they were always gonna play for pride, even though they had a chance of going through. And I'm pretty sure, considering how the Serbia-Switzerland game went on, Cameroon obviously had scored the goal, Abubakar. And can I just say, what a player Abubakar is. Oh my God, I love this guy, man. I absolutely love this guy. I adore him. I respect him. He's got bags of confidence as well. Fair play. He's only 30 years old as well, by the way. Bro, I thought he was like 37 or something. He's actually only 30. That's crazy. And I have to say, it's kind of criminal of the manager not to have played him, I'm sorry, in the other two games. Or start him in the other two games. I'm sorry. That's a shocking decision, in my opinion. I get it. Choupo-Moting's a very good player, but you can play them both together. And they exactly did that. When they played them both together, in this World Cup at least, they didn't lose a game. When he came on against Switzerland, he changed the game up. That game ended 3-3. The game here today, good header, took his shirt off. He got sent off, obviously. And, hey, he goes out with pride, man. And his country are the first ever African country to beat Brazil. So, round of applause for Cameroon, man. That's big history for them. And I'm pretty sure if Serbia had scored a goal, I'm pretty sure Cameroon would have gone through. Or I might be wrong in that. Actually, no, they wouldn't have, because head-to-head, I'm pretty sure Switzerland's head-to-head is better than Cameroon's, because I'm pretty sure the order is goal difference and then head-to-head, and then the likes of goals scored come into it, head-to-head difference comes into it, the fair play rule comes into it, and then the lotto comes into it. So I'm pretty sure that's the order. So yeah, because I think on goal difference they would have been the same if I'm corrected, or maybe I think it would have been worse. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I think they would have been the same. I'm pretty sure it would have been the same, yeah, if Serbia had equalized against Switzerland. So yeah, but I think in terms of head-to-head, Switzerland would have gone through anyway. But that's a historic win for Cameroon. Congratulations to them. Fair play. And they got at the tournament with pride, man. Abubakar is a better player than Salah, like he said not long ago. So yeah, fair play to Cameroon. Brazil, though, I have to say, man, quickly about Brazil before I go into the Serbia game. They've not looked. And I'm seeing no one talk about it, yeah, and I haven't talked about it. I wanted to wait all the way until the end of the group stage, and I'm gonna allow them for today because that's not their first team. Like, look at that lineup. Martinelli doesn't start. Neither does Anthony. Neither does Jesus. Neither does Rodrigo, as good as he is. Neither does Fred. Neither does Fabinho. If fit, Militao doesn't start. You got Dani Alves, Edison in goal. It's not their first team, pretty much. Everyone that played, there's none of them start for Brazil. Like, absolutely none of them. The ones who played today, even though maybe some of them have a shout to start, and maybe today was the day maybe to prove to Tite that they should start ahead of certain players who are Brazil's A team. Like, for example, Anthony would have had a chance today to prove to Tite that maybe I should be ahead of what's his name? Rafinha, or Rodrigo maybe would have had a chance to be ahead of maybe a Paqueta. Who knows? Seeing as if Neymar's fit, Neymar's always gonna play. Good chance for maybe Fabinho with Casemiro or Edison with Allison. Even though that wouldn't have really not so much that one, to be honest. Alex Telles ahead of Alexandro. That could have been an opportunity for Telles, but it looks like the team didn't take the opportunity. They were poor. They weren't good enough. And I have to say, they haven't scored a goal in this first half. They haven't particularly played the sexy football we've been expecting them to consistently. They're looking like more of a second half team. And I expect them to raise their level up, just like Argentina raised their level up. Hopefully they do, and hopefully Brazil do, and hopefully other nations that maybe haven't looked impressive raise their level. So yeah, that's that. Brazil hype. They need to do better than this because I'm sorry, you are the clear favorites for this tournament. Everyone is saying you're gonna win it. People are underestimating Argentina all of a sudden. No, I'm not seeing people. I'm hearing from time to time, I'm hearing it's coming home for England and France. They're a team that people are looking at again, and they're like, you know what, they could do it. So we'll see what happens in the round of 16. I'll talk about those fixtures later on in this video. But when it comes to the Serbia-Switzerland game, insane game, man. What a game of football. That was insane. Like, there's a reason why I decided to tune into that game, and I have to say, like, Switzerland tonight, they're gonna be a real threat for Portugal. Like, Switzerland are just one of those teams in this tournament that seem to, from time to time in tournaments just cause shock. That they've got a solid foundation, they've got decent players, individually, but then those decent players, they end up turning into like a good team. They have a good base. The manager knows what to do with them. Xhaka is the captain. They got Summer in goal. They got Shaqiri and Bolo up front. Vargas, Frula in midfield with Xhaka. So, it looks like the Swiss have a good base, man. They have a good structure. They have a good style of play. They were very unlucky, in my opinion, to lose against Brazil, in my humble opinion, if I'm going to be honest. And yeah, man, I think they're going to be a real threat. Obviously, they scored the first goal with Shaqiri as well. And then Serbia came back with 2 quick goals from Mitrovic. Brilliant goal from Mitrovic, I have to say. That's one of my favourite goals of the tournament. Like, that goal, that header was really satisfying. I can't lie. That little movement to get away from Akanji, redirect the ball into the back of the net. Really good header. And then Dusan Vlahovic, people have been waiting for him to arrive in this tournament. It was his first start. He got his goal as well. Fair play to him. And it looked like from that point of view, Serbia were getting things into gear. They look like they were back to them old selves. But I have to say, defensively, oh my God. Oh, defensively is exactly the reason Serbia are out of this tournament. Because defensively, for 60 minutes against Brazil, they were actually decent. Like, they weren't even that bad. Do you get what I'm saying? And then in the game against Cameroon, you're 3-1 up. And this is why I said it in that game. I think I said it in that game as well. As I think I said it for another team in which I said, I think it was Germany. Germany yesterday, where I said, Germany not winning that Spain game, I think could cost them. It's not the worst result in the world, but, it means the destiny's not in your hands. And it felt like that again today because Serbia had to win today. Imagine if Serbia had beaten 3-1. If they'd beaten Cameroon 3-1. I'm pretty sure their goal difference would be better than Switzerland. And maybe they would have gone into this game with a different mindset in terms of, okay, we don't have to win. Just like Switzerland didn't have to win in order to go through, you know? And it's just like, Serbia just, it was very disappointing defensively. I expected more from them. You know, Tadic was running the show tonight for them, you know, for the most part, absolutely ripping apart Switzerland's defense in that first half. And, you know, Switzerland obviously came back with Mbolo scoring from a tapping, really good football. And then obviously, you know, that first half, 2-2 entertaining game, end to end, got fiery, you know, tackles were flying in, a good quality on the ball from both teams as well. The second half came from, and I have to say, that second goal, football heritage. Oh my God. Yeah, the chips, the flicks, the tricks, the shot, the goal. It was just beautiful. Shaqiri just chips the ball in, Yeah, one of their players, little flick, yeah, little back heel flick, mid-air in that, yeah. And then Frula, I'm pretty sure it is, put in the back of the net. It was a beautiful, well-timed goal. Everything about it was just brilliant. The chemistry, the ability, the flicks, the skill, like it was just brilliant goal, man. And Frula put it in the back of the net, and Switzerland just saw out the game, man. They just saw out the game. All of a sudden, Serbia, for some odd reason, just they started running out of ideas. And one thing that baffled me a lot about this about this Serbia side is aerially, on paper, aerially, in terms of height, in terms of which team would you look at and say they will bring the most threat in set pieces? Serbia. Bruv, all of their players are like 8 foot tall, bruv. All of their players, bro. So many of their players are like so tall. It's actually a joke, man. Bro, when you look at their 11, yeah, I'm pretty sure the only short players in that team are probably their fullbacks and Dusan Tadic. I'm pretty sure everyone else is like 6 foot plus. And it's like, okay, this team can bring a threat from set pieces. No, they didn't bring no threat from set pieces in this tournament at all. Mitrovic, he's one of the best in the air. Dusan Vlahovic is tall. Milinkovic Savic, you got the back three. Pavlovic, Milinkovic. Like, come on. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely terrible, I have to say. And it looked like they just run out of ideas. They tried to bring subs on. Tadic went off. Vlahovic went off for Jovic. You know, I don't know why, but they all of a sudden, they just started panicking and they just ran out of ideas. And all of a sudden, they just didn't know how to play football anymore. And it was like, what's going on? Like, you're better than this. And, oh, God, the hype again. Oh, it's just jarring because, like, the dark horses for this tournament were the likes of Denmark, were the likes of Serbia, were the likes of Uruguay. And now all of them are out. Now the dark horses are... who's a dark horse? Switzerland, maybe? Morocco, if they beat Spain? Let's say Switzerland beat Portugal and Morocco beat Spain. All of a sudden, one of those two teams are dark horses, if not both. Because one of them could reach a semi-final. Who knows? You know, on the other side, maybe a Japan. A Japan could be a dark horse. You know, they got Croatia next. Them, maybe? So yeah, this World Cup's been full of surprises. This World Cup's been full of shocks as well. And I think I might make a video at the end of this World Cup as to explain why I think there's been so many shocks and why I think so many of these teams are surprising people and actually beating the big nations. You know, why the likes of Denmark have disappointed, Germany are out, Serbia are out, Spain losing to Japan, Germany losing to Japan, Cameroon beating Brazil, Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. You know, it's just these shocks are happening, and I think it's surprising the world in a way. And South Korea beating Portugal, like, there's just so many shocks, and it's like, yes, I get it. For some of these losses, like Portugal and Brazil, yes, they're playing their second team. But their second team is better than South Korea and Cameroon's first team. So what's your excuse then? Like, come on. Like, come on, man. Let's not try to do that. So, yeah, guys, that's your group, what was it? Group F review, I think it was. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. G. That's your Group G review, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I'm getting confused with these groups for some reason. But yeah, I think overall Brazil did deserve to go through. They showed quality in moments, so I'll give them that. Serbia don't deserve to go through at all because I felt like there could have been more that their team could have done. I don't think defensively they've been good enough at all. And yeah, in that Switzerland game, they ended up just losing their heads really. You got one man army, Xhaka, just rattling the whole Serbia team. Like, what's going on, fam? You're allowing Xhaka to rattle you. Xhaka, blood. Yeah, and Xhaka knows how to rattle man these days. Now you know what's funny with Xhaka, yeah? Xhaka would be the one who would get rattled, and then he'd get sent off. Now it's him doing the rattling. Now it's him pissing the other team off. He did it with Chelsea when Arsenal beat us, unfortunately. So it's actually madness. But yeah, Serbia just could have done more, in my opinion. Cameroon, very unlucky, I think, to lose to Switzerland. I can't lie. Maybe if they didn't, lose in that game, maybe they could have gone through. So I'd say unlucky Cameroon. And Switzerland, they do deserve to go through in the end because they were unlucky against Brazil. They deserved the win today against Serbia, and they got the job done against Cameroon, so they do deserve to go through. And yeah, that is it, guys. That is your match review. We are now here for the round of 16 draws. Sorry, just round of 16 fixtures. That's your match reviews now all done for the groups. Group A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 8 groups done. Reviews have been done for all of them. Do go check out all the rest of the reviews I've done on these groups. And I'll catch you guys obviously tomorrow where we go again, man. I thought maybe we would have got a little break, to be honest with you. Maybe a couple days to just rest and recover. Because, these games do take a lot out of you. I can't lie. Emotionally, they take a lot out of me because I'm an emotional person. You get me? I'm someone who likes to get ready for these games. I'm pumped normally when these fixtures happen. So yeah, obviously, look, when you look at the round of 16 fixtures, tomorrow we got USA Argentina. England Senegal will be coming up. What else is there? France will be playing. Bloody hell, who are France playing? Poland. So obviously you got USA versus the Netherlands. You've got Argentina facing Australia. You've got England, Senegal. You got France versus Poland. You got Portugal versus Switzerland. You got Brazil versus South Korea. We've got Croatia versus Japan. We've got Spain versus Morocco as well. And I'm pretty sure that's all the fixtures I've just mentioned. So yeah, tune in, guys. We're going for another few days of football. It's the knockout rounds. And I will see you lot tomorrow where the USA face the Netherlands and Argentina face Australia. And do you want me to give you a prediction real quick on those games? I think USA are going to beat the Netherlands. And I think Argentina will beat Australia. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for those reviews. Peace.